Hey, what's up? This is LG's washer dryer combo 2021 to 2022 model. I'll be walking you through how it works, the features it has, what I think about it, and what I think you'll love about it. Let's get into it. Right off the bat, the design is really nice. You've got this nice black door here, this moon door with the silver finish around it. Nice premium finish to it. Will add a touch of class to any laundry. And I love the size as well. Now I know in other markets, it will come as a bigger one, but in Australian and in the UK market, you'll get it in this size where it can fit under a bench or in a cupboard, and it'd be still able to wash 10 kgs and dry 6 kgs. On the left here, you've got your soap drawer where you put your washing powder or your liquid. You have a look in there. There are inscriptions on there. We'll start on the right here where it says 1. That's where you put your pre-wash. So if you have stains on your clothes, you put your bleach or your pre-wash liquid in there. And then this main one that says 2 is where you put your washing powder or your liquid. And then in there where it's blue, that's where you put your fabric softener, and it shows you the maximum level. And then to just close, you just push it shut like that. Nice and compact. This comes in a direct dry system. So you'll notice here it says AI and says DD. So AI is a system that they've developed that learns, it's like artificial intelligence that will learn your wash cycle and your preferences. When you customize, it knows what you usually like to do. And also it helps to weigh how much is in there. When you put your clothes in, it weighs how much is in there, and then it will determine the optimum time that it will need, and the temperature and the spin speed as well. Something that other brands are also doing. I have Samsung doing it in their 2021 and 2022 models as well. Something that we'll see across the board for most coming in doing this with the technology that's coming up. I think it's a no-brainer that they're all doing it. And then you've got DD. DD means the direct drive system. If you'll notice on here, it says inverter drive motor 10-year warranty. So this is the direct drive. LG has been doing it for more than 15 years. Putting direct drive motors in here. So basically a direct drive motor is a motor that does not have belts. It's not belt driven. So this drum in here is not belt driven. It's got magnets on it. So you use a magnetic field to turn the drum. I know it's getting all scientific, but what it means for you is that it's a quieter wash and less moving parts. So you don't get the squeakiness that comes when belts get loose, and it's less wear on the motor and on the drum itself. So something that LG has been doing really well for over 15 years. So I really trust it. And when they give you that 10-year warranty, trust it, they'll stick by it, because that motor is really robust. As we move on, you've got steam wash over here. You can see this is in red, steam cycle. So steam cycle is, if your clothes are not that dirty, you don't need to put them in a normal aggressive wash. So our washes that we do are usually a bit aggressive. Steam wash, you can put clothes in there that are not that dirty, and then that just uses steam to clean your clothes. And so you can use it all on here, but you have to select steam wash. And then you've got turbo clean and twin wash. These are proprietary technologies that LG has developed for these washing machines for an optimum wash. In terms of controls, you got 2 buttons here, one for your power on, and as you turn it on, it plays that sound to let you know it's on, and you'll see the light for this dial in the middle turns on, and as you turn this around, it will also beep. On here, you'll see that it's got a play and pause button. That's your start and stop button. And this dial in the middle is for selecting your wash cycles. All these cycles are preset to suit whatever fabric you have. So if, for example, delicates are usually low temperature and low spin speed. As you can see on here, you got your temperature at 20 degrees. You can adjust that as well, but it's preset at 20 degrees and the spin speed at 800. And as you turn this dial, you'll see that the hand, the woolens wash, has a higher temperature as well. So it'll just adjust it to suit whatever fabric you have. You can adjust all these settings, but you notice as you adjust them, the timer on here, which shows you how many minutes or hours it's going to take to do that cycle, also changes, because it makes sense that if you make it hotter, it has to spend more time heating the water. Now this has got an inbuilt heater into it, comes with 2 hoses, one for hot and one for cold, but it does have that inbuilt heater so that it can heat up your water. Some markets, it'll only have 1 hose, so don't be too worried if you see 1 hose. It'll heat up the water itself. Or if in your house you don't have the hot water tap, you can always get a splitter and split your cold water into 2, and then it'll do, you can just connect both on cold and then it can heat up the water. You can do that as well. This clicks every time you turn it around, which is good. Gives you that feedback that it's sort of working. I love this nice silver finish here and this black finish they've got at the back here. Really nice design. Now you notice here it says steam cycle. That's for if your clothes are not that dirty. Sometimes you don't need to put them through an aggressive wash. I know you got a quick 14-minute wash there. You can also do a steam cycle. But the steam cycle, it just uses steam to clean your clothes. It's less aggressive on your clothes. So some people will find that handy. And then you can do allergy care or steam refresh. I think you can use that for sheets. I find that really useful. Like if you just want to refresh your sheets, you don't want to wash them, but you just want to refresh them, or if you just bought something new, you can just put it in there and do steam cycle. That will help. And as we go around here, you'll see that it's got a tub clean function here. That tub clean function is for your maintenance. So because this is a wet environment and we keep the door closed most of the time, over time things like mold and smells will start building up in there. So I highly recommend you use this tub clean function. It's an empty wash with nothing in it. Heats up the water and does its thing and cleans the drum of any mold or anything that's building up in there. So you do this once every 3 months or once every 40 washes, depending on how often you wash. When you're done with that, every washing machine has this, and this is where a lot of people get it wrong. They forget to check this. At the bottom there, you'll find a cover. This is where your filter is, your coin trap. So as you open this, you can twist it anti-clockwise, and as it comes out, you can just empty whatever's in there. So see that one has a lot of stuff in there. That will happen to a lot of people. They'll leave stuff in there and then it'll clog up and then it'll stop draining properly. The instructions on how to clean it are in here. It shows you how to clean it. Basically, it's undoing that, taking it out, cleaning it out, getting rid of whatever's in there. Do that every time you do that tub clean function, and then you won't have many problems. Over here on the right, you've got this panel which has your touch buttons. At the top, you can change your temperature. So let's put it on a cotton cycle. You can change your temperature if you want it to be hotter. You can change it anything from between cold to 95 degrees. I don't know who'll be using 95 degrees, but some people might use that. So whatever you want, you can use that. And just below that, you've got this button to adjust your spin speed, anywhere from no spin to 1400 RPM. This button also is for turning off the beeping. If you don't like the beeping every time you turn the dial or when you press a button, that will help to take it off. To turn it back on, you just press and hold for 3 seconds, and then it comes back. It's back, it's working again. Just below that, you have this really good button that I think is really important on most new washing machines, which is the add item and the remote start button. So add item is when, it's so often that when you wash, you forget a sock or you forget to put something in there. And usually if you come and try to open the door, it won't allow you to open the door because there's water inside and it's already in the middle of the cycle. With this, you can start your cycle. So I've started my cycle there. So the washing machine is going to lock the door. It's going to lock the door's locked. I need to add something else in there. I press the add item button and it stops. And then you can open the door. Very handy. You also notice it says remote start. And next to that, you've got the Wi-Fi button there as well. You've got a Wi-Fi symbol on here. That's because you can connect this to your Wi-Fi and control it through your smartphone or your smart tablet. You can also control it through voice commands using Amazon Alexa or Google Home. You can say, hey Google, turn on the washing machine. Or hey Google, how much time is left on the washing machine? You can imagine sitting downstairs while the washing machine's doing its thing. You don't want to walk up to your washing machine. You can just find out what's going on. Or if you've gone out, especially since this is a washer dryer, and if you've gone out to pick up the kids or you've gone out shopping, you want to know how far into the cycle or how far off it is from finishing the cycle. So you can find out through your phone and see where it's at. Or if you've left home, that remote start here, this remote start button, if you've left home and you forgot to press start, you can just start it remotely. Very handy feature. I've done videos before on the Samsung, which has similar functions. Let's see how LG does with this functionality on this washing machine. They call it the LG ThinQ technology. I'll be doing that and getting more into that in another separate video because it's a whole other thing to set it up and show you guys how it all works together with Amazon Alexa and Google Home. So for those that love connected devices, Internet of Things, this is something that you need to look at for your next upgrade. And these things keep getting better. And then over here, you'll find the dry button. You've got an extra functionality there for Eco Dry. Eco Dry it'll take a bit longer to dry, but it'll save on electricity. Something that I found really good about this washer dryer is it's 4-star energy rated. This is going to save you so much money on your energy bills. So if you have a look down there, I know it might be a bit hard to see it, but if you have a look, these have a 4-star energy rating. The energy rating on this is 4 stars for the dryer, which is quite rare. On most dryers, the most you can get, on most washer dryers, the most you can get is 4.5 star. Sorry, most you can get is 2 stars. This has 4 stars on it. So good job for LG creating such an energy efficient dryer. And you can see it's got a 4.5 star energy rating and a 4.5 star water rating. It's going to save you a lot of money through your energy bills. Really good design. And I'll say amongst most washer dryers, LG has the best drying. I've been using them for years and they really dry well. They don't use much water during drying. The technology that goes behind the drying in these is it's condenser drying technology. So it's not always just pumping hot air through your clothes. It's using a combination of steam and a bit of cold water to get that moisture out of your clothes so you don't get clothes that are going to shrink. I'll show you guys how the drying works on these. to use the drying functionality on this, you select your dry cycle first and you press this dry button. With that, it's for you to put your clothes in and dry them straight away. You'll notice that it says the 10 kg, 6 kg. That means you're only able to wash 10 kgs, but you can dry 6 only. So you're not able to wash 10 and dry 10. To guide you, they've put this mark here on the door. As we open it, you'll see it says maximum drying capacity, just over here. So you shouldn't put it up above this mark, otherwise you're overloading it and then it doesn't have enough space for the air to move around so it can dry properly. This is the #1 reason why most people complain that washer dryer combos do not work, because they overload it. And I'm guilty of doing that sometimes. I've done it in the past, but that was before I knew how they worked. So that's how you properly load it up. You don't fill it up all the way to the brim and expect it to dry properly. So you'll notice that if I press that dry button, it doesn't show me the time there, but what I get is another extra icon here that shows me that it's going to dry after it's doing that cycle. The time here it'll estimate how much time it's going to need. It's going to weigh how much you've put in there, and then it'll estimate how much time it needs to complete that wash and that dry cycle. So don't be too alarmed when you start the cycle. It'll actually, when you press start, it will spin, and then it'll show you the time. Don't be alarmed when you see like 3 or 4 hours. It's not actually going to take that long. It's going to wash for maybe that preset hour or an hour and a half or 30 minutes, and then it'll start drying. And when it starts drying, it'll see that those clothes are almost dry, and then take down that counter to maybe say, take down another hour, and then it'll be complete. So that's washing and drying all in one go. You can also do that in a faster way if you just want to do wash and dry. Instead of selecting the cycles here, you can do a wash and dry. Another way you can do the drying is you can finish your washing and then dry separately. The way I can see this is, say maybe you've been using your towels for drying and you don't want to wash them, you just want to dry them. You can actually turn off the washing machine, turn it back on, without touching anything, press the dry function. So it's only selecting the dry. If you look over here, the dry is only selected and dry is only selected. Then it will just do only the drying. In terms of safety for your kids or for anyone around the house not coming along and touching this while it's drying, you'll actually say CD when it's finished drying. That means cooling down. So when you see that, don't be alarmed, just press play and it will turn off, and then you can open the door. In terms of opening the door, I really love this design that I've put on it. You'll notice that there's no physical door that swings or moves, door handle that swings or moves on here. Less moving parts. 50 to 60% of the time people break these because they come, the door's locked and they try to open the door, or your kids or whoever comes and opens the door. But this is a really nice addition to it, and it's a really nice feel to it as well. There's this rubber inside, and I love this tempered glass, this black tempered glass finish to it. Really nice design by LG. You also have child lock on here to protect your kids or to protect yourself from people who come and disturb you when you're doing your washing. Someone will come if you're in a share house or something and put on the child lock and they won't use it. To use child lock, you select your cycle and say I'm doing a quick 14 minutes, I'll press the start button. And then while that's going, you can press and hold these two and say CL, that's child lock. As you can see here, it says child lock as well. So you just press and hold for about 3 seconds. To take it off, you do the same. And then it comes off. So now you can use that. So once child lock is on, they can't use any of these buttons. So that you can't use the play or any of these touch ones. They just beep and that. So just keep going. You can't use anything except the power button, which turns it off. You turn it back on, child lock is still on. and just take it off. At the start of this video, I also explained how you can add a pre-wash in there. So you have to also select pre-wash on here. If you're going to do pre-wash, you just press and hold these. So that will add the pre-wash on there. You got a lot of other functions on here, like the wrinkle care as well, which you can add on there as well. So a lot of functionality, good value for money on this. There's also a time delay function on here. So say if you're going out, you're going to work, or you come home late and you don't want to wait for the clothes to finish washing, you just want to go to bed, but you got to get your washing done in the morning. So you can go, okay, I'll be awake in about 8 hours. So you put your clothes in, you put your washing powder in there, then you press this delay button. So you'll be up in 8 hours. So start washing in 7 hours. So that just as you're waking up, it's finishing washing. And remember, this is a direct drive washing machine. It's very silent when it's washing. So wherever your laundry is, in the kitchen or in the dining room, or you've got a separate laundry, this thing won't be taking off like a rocket at 4 AM in the morning. It's very quiet. So really handy feature to have. You can delay it for up to, I think, 19 or 20 hours. You can also do this when you're going to work. It's handy as well if you're going to do the wash and dry. If you want to save on utility bills, you don't want to wash in the peak time, you can find out from your energy provider what time is off peak, and then you can say now it's about 2 PM. You can set it to start washing at 10 PM if they say it's off peak at 10 PM. So you can set it to start washing in about 8 hours. So that's washing and drying in the off-peak time. Very handy. To turn it off, you can press this button, or when it's done, it'll turn itself off. If you guys have any questions regarding how to use this washing machines or any other features on this, please do leave a comment in the comment section below. I'll be doing a separate video for the AI function and the remote start, all the Wi-Fi stuff, the smart control stuff. I'll be doing a separate video on that. I'll be also doing a separate video to show you through, or walk you through all the wash cycles and what you'll need to do. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one.